You see the photos first. A table full of people leaning into each other. A birthday cake. A weekend trip. A group of friends laughing in a way that makes it look like everyone has a place to belong. For a few seconds, you do not feel jealous exactly. It is quieter than that. Something in you looks at your own life and starts checking for proof. Who would call me first? Who would notice if I disappeared for a while? Why does everyone else seem to have people, while I keep ending up with silence? Then another part of you pushes back. Because the truth is, you are not even sure you want what those pictures show. Not the constant plans. Not the group chat that never stops. Not the pressure to be available before you even know how you feel. This is the strange middle place many quiet people live in. They may crave connection, but still feel tired by most social spaces. They may want to be understood, but not know how to begin. And from the outside, that can look distant, cold, hard to approach. But inside, they may simply be waiting for a connection where they do not have to perform. And that is where the misunderstanding begins. That misunderstanding can follow you for years. People may assume you are lonely because you do not have a crowded birthday table. They may think you are unfriendly because you do not text first. They may call you distant because you do not enter every room looking ready to belong. After a while, you may start believing them. You wonder if you are missing some normal social instinct that everyone else seems to have. But having few friends, or even no close friends right now, does not automatically mean you are unwanted. It does not mean you are cold. It does not mean you are empty. And it does not mean you are impossible to know. Sometimes quiet people are not rejecting connection. They are rejecting the kind of connection that still makes them feel alone. The kind where you laugh at the right time, answer the right questions, and go home feeling like nobody actually met you. Maybe you are not hard to love. Maybe you are just tired of calling something friendship when it still asks you to disappear. If this already feels familiar, comment quiet below. Not as a label, just as a sign that you know what it feels like to be misunderstood this way. A lot of this pain comes from the way people measure friendship. Somewhere along the way, we started treating a full calendar like proof that someone is doing life correctly. The more people invite you out, the more normal you look. The more names in your phone, the less anyone worries about you. The louder your social life appears, the easier it is for others to assume you are happy. So when your life is quieter, people start filling in the blanks. They think you must be sad, or difficult, or too picky, or secretly waiting for someone to rescue you from yourself. But the number of people around you does not always measure connection. Sometimes it only measures access. Someone can have 20 people to sit with and still feel like nobody would understand the sentence they are too tired to say out loud. And someone else can spend a Friday night alone, not because they failed socially, but because pretending to belong somewhere would cost more than staying home. Quiet people often understand this before they can explain it. They are not always looking for more people. They are looking for the kind of connection that does not make them feel alone in company. This is where one hidden strength begins. A quiet person can sit at a table and feel the exact moment belonging turns into performance. Nothing obvious has to happen. No one insults them. No one pushes them away. The conversation may even look normal from the outside. But inside, something starts to step back. Their smile becomes a little easier to fake. Their answers become safer. Their real opinions stay behind their teeth. And the strange part is, everyone else may think the night is going well. That is what makes it hard to explain. The quiet person is not angry. They are not judging the group. They are simply noticing that being included is starting to cost them honesty. A lot of people stay anyway, because being invited feels better than being alone. And quiet people can feel that pull too. They still want someone to save them a seat. They still want a message that says, "I thought of you." But when a connection only works if they keep editing themselves, they eventually stop reaching for it. That is not weakness. It is the quiet refusal to become easier to like by becoming less real. Their strength is not that they can live without connection. It is that they would rather be alone than disappear inside the wrong one. This is also why quiet people can be hard for others to read. They may not answer every message quickly, but they remember the one sentence you said weeks ago. They may not show up to every gathering, but when they do care about someone, they notice things most people miss. Because they know the difference between attention and connection. Attention can be loud. It can be people looking at you, laughing near you, saying your name, making you feel included. But connection is quieter. It is when someone actually sees what you meant, not just what you said. And for some quiet people, that difference matters more than most people realize. They may have been around people who talked to them, invited them, laughed near them, even called them a friend. But still, something felt untouched. No one asked the question beneath the answer. No one noticed when their voice got quieter. No one stayed curious long enough to find out who they were when they stopped performing. So after a while, they stop chasing attention and start waiting for connection. That can look cold. It can look distant. It can look like they do not care. But inside, they may care too much to keep giving themselves to places where nobody truly arrives. If this helps explain something you have never been able to put into words, hit like. It helps this kind of quiet psychology reach the people who need it. There is another quiet strength people rarely notice. A person can spend a whole evening alone and still not treat that silence like proof that nobody wants them. That does not mean it is always easy. Some nights feel peaceful, other nights feel too still, and the mind starts bringing back everything the day kept busy. An old conversation, a message they never answered, the small ache of wishing someone would check in without asking them to explain why they have been hard to reach. But they stay with themselves long enough to hear what is actually happening inside. No performance. No quick version of, I'm fine. No need to turn every feeling into something acceptable for other people. After a while, the room stops feeling empty and starts feeling honest. The shoulders drop. The face softens. The nervous system finally gets a place where it does not have to be socially available. That is why a quiet life can look lonelier than it feels. Having few friends does not always mean there is nothing there. Sometimes it means this person has learned how to come back to themselves before giving pieces of themselves away again. This is the honest part. A quiet life can be peaceful, but it can also become a hiding place if no one ever checks the reason behind it. There is a difference between choosing solitude because it helps you breathe and choosing it because every relationship has started to feel dangerous. One leaves you clearer. The other makes the world smaller. You can usually feel the difference after the silence settles. If being alone gives you more honesty, more steadiness, and more room to become yourself again, that quiet may be protecting something healthy in you. But if it slowly makes you afraid of every message, every invitation, every small chance to be known, then the quiet may no longer be rest. It may be fear wearing the clothes of peace. This does not mean you have to force yourself into friendships that feel wrong, or build a large circle just to prove you are okay. It only means your nervous system deserves connection that feels safe enough to approach. Even one person can matter. A person who does not punish your silence. A friendship where taking time is not treated like rejection. A bond that lets you need space without making you feel strange for needing it. The goal is not to collect friends. The goal is to notice whether your quiet is helping you come back to yourself or teaching you to disappear from everyone. This is why some quiet people choose slowly. They do not open the door to everyone just because someone knocked. They watch how people handle small things. A delayed reply, a quiet mood, a boundary, a moment when they do not have the energy to explain themselves. For them, friendship is not just access to their time, it is access to a part of them they usually keep protected. So they pay attention, not in a suspicious way, more like someone who has learned that feeling comfortable around a person matters more than looking socially successful beside them. Silence tells them something. So does pressure. So does the way someone reacts when they need space instead of an immediate answer. If honesty makes the room heavier, they remember that. If their quiet is treated like a problem to fix, they remember that too. To other people, this can look like they are hard to reach. But often, they are not trying to be mysterious. They are trying to understand where they can be real. A quiet person may have no friends right now because they are waiting for a different kind of connection. One where they do not have to translate themselves all the time. Not a perfect person. Not a perfect friendship. Just one place where their quiet does not have to be defended. So maybe the hidden strength is not having no friends. It is not proving you need nobody. It is not turning loneliness into a personality. And it is not pretending that every quiet person is at peace. The hidden strength is knowing when a connection is asking you to lose too much of yourself. It is knowing that being misunderstood by many people is not worse than being unseen by the wrong people. Quiet people need warmth. They need safety. They still need someone who can sit beside their silence without dragging them out of it. But they may stop chasing friendship that only looks good from outside. The group photo, the busy calendar, the names in the phone that do not feel like anyone you could call when your voice is tired. That does not make them cold. It may mean they are waiting for something quieter and more honest. A friendship where they do not have to explain every pause. A connection where needing time is not mistaken for not caring. A place where they can be quiet without becoming invisible. If you know someone who gets called distant, cold, or hard to approach, share this with them. They may just be waiting for a place where they can finally be understood. Thank you for watching until this moment. I'm Can. Subscribe for more videos about introverts, quiet people, low social battery, and the psychology behind behaviors most people misunderstand. Goodbye and see you next time.